Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Miss Erica's Crazy Costume Catastrophe. This week, Miss Erica is dressed like a sheep, but I'm dressed like a sheep for a reason, because this week Jesus is talking all about sheep. Get ready. First, I want to teach you guys a history lesson. That's right, I'm going to teach you some history. Do you guys know why I'm always teaching you things about history and culture and language? Why I'm always teaching you Hebrew and Greek words? Did you guys know that even Miss Jenna makes fun of me for that? But I'm teaching it to you guys because it's super duper important. When we understand the history and the culture and the language that the Bible was written in, it helps us understand Jesus so much more. So this week, I'm going to teach you a little bit about sheep pens. This is a sheep pen right now. I bet if you went to a farm this weekend and you asked to see a sheep pen, this is what they would show you. It would probably be made of wood or maybe metal. It would have a gate that opened and closed. And the farmer at night would put the sheep in the pen, close the gate, and then the farmer would say, "Good night, sheep," and he would go to his own house. But that is not what sheep pens were like in the Bible. This is what a sheep pen would have looked like in the Bible when Jesus lived. It was made of stones, and the sheep would go in and out through this little gateway or doorway. And during the day, they could go outside and eat grass and frolic in the field. But at night, when it got cold and dangerous, the shepherd would lead them inside. But you might be thinking, it's missing something kind of important. What's missing from this sheep pen that the other sheep pen has? Say it out loud. That's right, it doesn't have a gate or a door. That's because the shepherd was the door. So every night, the shepherd wouldn't go back to his house. He would actually sit down or lay down right here. We'll draw him. Okay, just chilling. And he would sleep right there. So nothing bad could get in, because if it tried, the shepherd was right there to stop him. So if a wolf came or a thief came, the shepherd was right there to stop them. But also, when the sheep wanted to go out in the morning, they had to go through the shepherd. This week we are going to be reading from John 10. Remember, I told you a few weeks ago that John was Jesus's best friend. In lots of places, John calls himself the disciple that Jesus loved. And John writes here about some words that Jesus is saying. Remember, a lot of the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, talk about things that Jesus did, but also they wrote down things that Jesus said. And so this week we're reading something that Jesus said. I'm going to have Chloe read to you a few verses from John 10. Take it away, Chloe.
I am the door. If anyone enters by me, he will be saved and will go in and out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep.
Thanks, Chloe. I love these verses. Did you guys know that here Jesus is using a metaphor? A metaphor is where you use a picture or an image that everybody knows to explain something better. So if I said, I am Batman, you guys know I'm not really Batman, but I'm using that to explain that I think I'm brave or strong, or I fight for people who can't fight for themselves. So when Jesus says, I am the door, I am the good shepherd, you are the sheep, he is using a metaphor to help us understand something really important about him. You and me are the sheep. We can't really defend ourselves. We're a lot smaller and weaker than Jesus. and we need him to protect us. But Jesus says, I am the good shepherd. And everybody back then would have known where a good shepherd spent the night. Right there. So when Jesus says, I am the door, he wants everybody to understand that I'm the one who protects you, who keeps you safe, and I'm the only way out to experience new life. In the morning when the sheep were hungry and they wanted to go run through the field and eat grass, the only way to get there was through the shepherd. So the good shepherd was also the door. Literally, the sheep had to go through him to experience new life. Then Jesus says, the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. But I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. That's what Jesus wants to give you and me. Abundant, full life. When we make Jesus our King, he promises to give us that kind of life. I am the good shepherd, Jesus says, and the good shepherd lays down his life for his sheep. But Jesus doesn't just mean that I sat down next to some stones for you. Jesus literally laid down his life for you and me. He died on the cross for us. He put his own body on the cross. He laid it down willingly, the Bible said, for you and me, because he knew the only way that we could get out of sin and experience new life was through his death on the cross. I want you guys to remember that you have a really good shepherd. Jesus isn't like that shepherd that we have now who is like, peace out at night and goes and sleeps in his comfy bed and just lets us fend for ourselves. Jesus literally is with us all the time. He's the one who protects us from the enemy, from the evil one, the thief who wants to steal and kill and destroy everything good. And Jesus is so good that he even laid down his life for you and me. Spend some time talking to Jesus about that this week. If you've never made Jesus your King, I want to invite some of you to do that this week. I think some of you are ready. All you have to do is say, Jesus, thank you for laying down your life for me. I'm ready for you to be my King. And if you've already done that before, that's great. Would you still spend some time this week thanking Jesus for being a good shepherd, a shepherd who laid down his life for you and me? All right, guys, I loved hanging out with you. I'll see you next week on Miss Erica's Crazy Costume Catastrophe. Bye. Are you ready?
No.